We are going to take you along with us today to Glacier National Park, one of the most beloved of all of our national parks. It is something that we really enjoyed. If you saw our last video, the mistakes that we made on our first day into Glacier, well, we're going to take you on the Going to the Sun Road today. So we want to take you along and see some breathtaking views and some good tips.
Just to remind you, we are staying in Columbia Falls, Montana, just 15 miles from the entrance to Glacier National Park. So it's pretty easy for us to get up here and get here at the right time. And this is a great video. We're glad that you're along today. We are the Redhead and the Preacher, full-time RVers from Dallas, Texas. And we just encourage you to subscribe and you'll be notified of all future videos. I'm ready to start the truck hunt. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. It's 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and this is our second time to enter Glacier National Park.
We are beginning here at the west entrance, going past Lake Mcdonald, and the end of our trip today will be at Logan Pass Visitor Center. Now, the Going to the Sun Road continues all the way around to St. Mary's, but the east entrance is closed because of the pandemic. But we are going as far as Rising Sun from Logan's Pass on our next video, so you'll have to be sure and watch that.
And so, of course, here's our first stop, beautiful Lake McDonald. It's picturesque.
It is so beautiful. And so stop along the side of the road. If you go at this time, there's plenty of areas to stop. McDonald's Falls. Now, each of the places that they have reserved for you to stop, overlooks, etc., there aren't too many parking spots. So if you go in the morning or early afternoon...
Like we did the morning the first time, we had
yes.
trouble. But today, we found parking anywhere we needed to stop.
And as Bruce said, we came in at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And just look at this water coming down from the mountaintops. It is crystal clear blue, almost turquoisey and sometimes green looking water. It is so beautiful. It looks sort of like the Caribbean.
It did. It reminded us of the Caribbean. The water, the color of the water. It was incredible, remarkable.
And here's Bruce. You can walk down to the water. They have great places to do that. Now, I took this short little video to show you all the people that are leaving the park as we entered.
As we were coming in, they were leaving. It was the right time of day for us to be there.
So it left us plenty of places to pull off and park anywhere we wanted, and that's exactly what we did. Now, as we continue on up on the Going to the Sun Road, it is just beautiful vistas of these mountains everywhere.
Right, scene after scene.
Yes.
And you kept saying to me, look, look, but I'm on the Going to the Sun Road, so I had to be careful.
And it is narrow, but there is a little stone barricade along the edge, and there is water running off the mountains like this everywhere along the road.
Everywhere is not an exaggeration.
Yes, and I do exaggerate, but not on that.
No.
And but the mountains looking back is just breathtaking. A great memory for us. And it is 25 miles an hour. So
that was fast enough.
It won't be anyone speeding.
Right.
Now, then here's Birdwoman Falls.
What a name.
That's coming down off of the mountains here. And it flows down the mountain, down into the valley. So you can see this.
It's beautiful.
So if you're wondering what size vehicle, if you have an RV, etc., you want to take up there, you can only be 21 feet long from bumper to bumper, 8 feet across, and 10 feet high. Do not go with a larger vehicle than that.
And we were 20 feet and 4 inches.
Yes. So I had rented a car, but Bruce wanted to go on, so we did cancel the car, and he had no trouble at all. This road, I believe, was not near as bad as the $1 Million Highway in Colorado.
Right. It was more difficult to drive than this road.
Yes, and there are no barriers there at all. So, and of course, it really helped because of the time. There was no traffic jams or anything like that, and people trying to get into parking spaces. So this made it much easier, I believe.
The scenery was spectacular, and we just couldn't stop filming all this beautiful scenery.
Yes. And now this wall, they call it the Weeping Wall because of the water runoff here. Some people were trying to stop to take pictures, but this is a great way to, your windshield is totally wet the whole time you're going through here, so it's difficult. And I'm sorry the pictures are a little marred by the raindrops on the windows. But look back at through this valley, how beautiful it is, and more waterfalls over on the other side.
Right, and more mountain scenes, more spectacular views.
Yes, and more water everywhere.
And I think once again you can see the cars coming down and us going up, and you can see the road ahead of us. There's only one car ahead of us right now.
Two.
We were doing great here at this point.
Yes. So we're almost to the top to Logan's Pass. Here we are, coming up to Logan's Pass up here.
It was cold up there, by the way.
So make sure you wear a jacket. And it is a National Historic Landmark. There's the Visitor Center. Of course, it was closed because of the pandemic. There are several different hiking areas up here that are really good.
Yeah, I think a couple of them especially are not too long. They offer different views.
And views of the glacier. But if you go earlier in the morning, you will not be able to park here.
Hey, there I am again.
Full. Yes, on the Continental Divide. And so that was one reason we wanted to be able to stop here and to be able to park. And you will not be able to do that unless you get there before 6 o'clock almost in the morning.
That's right.
Because there is so many people. It's such a popular area.
And there's our little friend.
Yeah, look at him. He wanted to come over and look at me, I think. He started coming towards me, and that was when Bruce started yelling, "Move, move." They were everywhere.
Yeah, they must love the grass there on the hillside because they were unbothered by all of us tourists taking pictures.
And I think this must be a pandemic haircut. What do you think, Bruce?
Yeah.
It looks like something I would do.
I don't know. It looks like he's got that thing on top of his head, you know?
Yeah, he's so cute. But again, more waterfalls. Now this little guy here, he was along the roadway stopping the traffic, but what they are doing there is they love to lick the pavement. And the pavement they lick is because of the antifreeze, we were told.
Can you believe that?
And so coming down was a little more treacherous.
It sure was, because all of the rock on the walls was on the right side of me, and now I had to contend with that rock wall on the right. It was a little more difficult than going up, because the people that were coming up while we were going down, they were taking a lane and a half, and of course there were neat tunnels to go through, and the tunnels even have little observation areas. If you want to park somewhere near it and walk back to it, you can do that.
Now coming back down from Logan's Pass, the views are just as spectacular as going up, as watching and looking at all of these beautiful mountains.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever seen that many beautiful mountains so close together. It's just to see the mountain ranges and the peaks and the snow and the valleys. That was worth the trip.
Well, I hope you got some really good tips from our video, and that if you've never been to Glacier, or if you're planning a trip, that we can help you out. So we enjoyed our trip so much, and it's such a beautiful place.
We did. Thanks so much for coming along, and we'll just remind you to subscribe and hit that bell, and then you'll be notified of all future videos. God bless you, and remember, may God bless America.